first question for this 48th Parliamentary Election Town Hall Forum will go to Mr. Addison. Sir, please, can you tell us what you really think about multiculturalism? And do you see any impact of multiculturalism on Canadian integration of newcomers?
Well, multiculturalism to us in the New Democratic Party and to me personally is a center point of the central value system that we've developed over the last, really since the 1960s. It's an important shift in our thinking, because until that time, I think most Canadians would have thought of themselves as overwhelmingly white, northern, Christian people, and we've seen over the years a significant change and some debate over how welcome newcomers were to Canada. And so the New Democrats and myself have been among the people who've been at the forefront of welcoming and trying to construct a new society that's not assimilationist, which would have been a model that some have associated with the United States. They have a notion of a melting pot, but some people have used the term mosaic. And so we're very much for a notion that we believe that Canadian society is enlarged. We grow, we benefit from many different cultures taking place. We in fact think that as everybody comes together, we're all enlarged. We all increase. If you used to think of it, talk about it, if I had a piece of paper, wow! I'd be stressing out than that.
Well, thank you. First, Edward, I would like to thank you for organizing this forum. It's an excellent opportunity to together debate some of the issues that we have, and also, as you pointed out, learn more about what we as individuals, as candidates, think and believe, and also get a response from folks here as to some of the things that you think should be included and that we should be engaged in Ottawa as your representative. I know that both of my parents immigrated from Netherlands here to Canada for a better life for them, a better life for their children. They both came from families of 9 children, and my mother in 1951 and my father in 1950. So we certainly come from a family that has benefited from coming to Canada, to profiting from the values that we hold dear to us here in our country, and also being able to get a clear understanding of the role that we can play as individuals who come to a new country and learn what it's like to develop and grow in that atmosphere. I'm also proud to be a member of a party that actually had the first Muslim elected to Parliament. My good friend Amin Jaffer was elected as the first Muslim to Parliament when he came in 1997. We have one of the most diverse caucuses in Ottawa. Certainly representatives from the Chinese community, from the Hindu community, and also we certainly are prepared and willing to work with all in Ottawa in regard to multiculturalism.
Mr. Fannon.
Well, thank you very much for the question. I think the question dealt with, is culture important to you locally? And it is extremely important to the Green Party. So rather than talking about what we've done or haven't done, I'm going to talk about what our vision for Canada is. And it comes from this book right here, which is Vision Green. This is what the Green Party envisions Canada looking like in 2020. So we're looking forward. In fact, that's what our platform is called, looking forward. So I encourage you to go to the website and get all the information you need there, because this isn't enough time really to talk about these serious issues. Multiculturalism is a showcase of our diversity to the planet. It's necessary for our community here in Canada to showcase our differences. It's important that we help people come into society and integrate to this community. Our call is to spend more money in ESL and FSL training for the official languages to help with people coming in so they can speak the language quickly. We should increase funds there. Healthy societies are diverse in the plant kingdom, in the animal kingdom, and in the human kingdom. Healthy societies are people of all colors, creeds, and races. So we would also like to start a program that helps the 200,000 people that are living in Canada now without official status. So if you've been here working without citizenship, and you don't have a criminal record, you've got a job, we'll give you amnesty, we'll make you a Canadian quickly so that productive members of society are getting the benefits that we all enjoy. We also would like to see help multicultural groups attain charitable status so that they have those avenues for fundraising for them, and that's my time.
Yes, excuse me. I think if you look at Canada and our historical background, this country has been made by immigrants, but attitudes to immigration and attitudes to different cultures has not been a straight line. We have instances, even acts of Parliament that can be referred to that were pure racism in our past, particularly towards Asian workers on the railroads in the mid-1800s, etc. On the other hand, our country was a refuge, the terminus of the Underground Railroad for the black people coming from the U.S. to try and escape slavery. If I remember correctly, multiculturalism was developed as government policy and promoted during the late 60s, early 70s. And I think on our historical background, looking at things as a process, it was good. It was a healthy development. And to me, it was a recognition that when people come to this country, they bring their culture with them, and they needn't ever lose it. And everything is an addition to everything else, and the entire thing becomes better and stronger because of that. I believe in that, and I think that's been a healthy trend. On the other hand, some of the old trends exist as well. We still have to contend with racism, and I think it's reflected in some legislation, and I think we can talk about that. We'll talk about that a little bit later, Bill C-50. I worked in the United States on construction in the hills of Pennsylvania, and I remember coming home to Hammond after 3 months, and I went into a supermarket down in the middle of the city, and I could hear all these different languages being spoken, and smell all this different food, and I thought, oh, is it ever nice to be home? And that's the way I feel about Canada, and that's the way I feel about the people that are here.
Is it on? Okay. Well, first of all, Canada was built by immigrants. In the late 1800s, when immigration really started, and then in the post-war years, more and more immigrations came to Canada. Immigrants built this country, whether there were farmers moving west, whether there were miners going north. They built this country, they went into areas that there was very little people, but they built this country and what it is today. During the years of Lester Pearson and Pierre Trudeau, many immigrants came to Canada, and the number one item was that they share their heritage as Canadians. The Folk Arts Festival is a good example of the many, many languages, many different cultures that we share with each other, and St. Catharines is a good example for the rest of the country and the rest of the world, how we have multiculturalism, and when we all go to City Hall steps and we declare the opening of Folk Arts Festival, when you look around, all the different flags and all the various dress of it, all the various people, it makes us proud to be Canadians, because what you see there is Canada. You see a part of Canada. And those that have had the chance to travel from time to time across Canada can appreciate how big our country is, but the fact that we work together and share together. Thank you.